Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Danielle.
Hi, Casey. Welcome to Bitch Sesh. I'm welcoming you to your own podcast.
To my own
Casey.
home.
Yeah. Welcome to your beautiful home.
I do feel like I've been welcomed back to myself.
Really?
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
Oh, God, Danielle, where have I been? I feel like my baby is a year out.
Yes.
And I'm finally kind of coming out of something dark. But you know when you know you're out of something dark, but you're like, but I'm also still very much in something dark?
Well, you're in touch with the dark. You can see the shadow.
Yeah, I see a little light. And I'm like, maybe when my kids are 5, I'll be, through another period. But I do feel I'm coming out of the dark.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gloria Stefaning it.
Yeah.
As someone from Florida.
Every week.
I have to say, she really was the spokesperson for our state. She really,
Absolutely.
You could not say anything bad about Mrs. Stefan.
Who would?
People,
Who would try to?
I had once been told I looked like a Jewish Gloria Stefan, which I am proud of.
Oh my God, Danielle. Wow.
Oh, yeah. So if anyone wants to call me the Jewish Gloria Stefan, though I cannot sing.
By the way, that's a great compliment, and it's so accurate.
Thank you. Thank you.
Someone really hit the nail on the head.
Have you seen the video? It's from the 80s that she did called Bad Boys, like bad where
boys.
she and a bunch of cats are partying, like people dressed as cats. I think this was during the Cats on Broadway craze, but it is a wild video, and I suggest everyone check it out because she flirts with people dressed as cats, and it's strange.
Wow.
It is a wild video. So just get your ears and eyes on that if you want to see the real non-Jewish Gloria Stefan.
I don't want to see the Jewish Gloria Stefan.
I'll happy to present her to you.
Wow, Danielle.
So I'm glad you're coming out of the dark. Sorry to make it about me.
Yeah, you did. No, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. I have just come out of a writing room for your husband's show that you're also in. And
Hope you wrote me
yeah, I did.
a lot of funny stuff.
I sure did. And so I've just been trying to get my beauty on in the last.
You have. I'm getting texts from Danielle. They're like, "What's the name of your facialist? What's that dermatologist? I need that nutritionist number."
I'm really
someone's trying to pull it together in 4 days.
I'm trying to pull the old gal together, and
The old gals ain't what she used to be. Just
no,
kidding.
she isn't.
I was going to say the old gal looks gorgeous.
The age, age is not kind.
I feel like you're Benjamin Buttoning.
Thank you, Casey. That is no bigger compliment.
You are.
So I've been really today. I have color on my hair. Like I have a lot I'm doing.
Yeah.
So, I'm just doing the hard work of me right now.
Look, I'm not going to get into Naomi Wolf's The Beauty Myth, but women need to do a lot more than men to keep it going.
We sure
and, it's a hindrance. But
I also saw Heidi this week, and that was amazing.
Oh, God.
I know.
What did she say? What
she said to me.
So just briefly, Heidi Rose Robbins, of course, our longtime astrologer. Go on.
She's amazing. And she said 2 images to me that help with kind of where I'm at right now in both life, personally, professionally, everything, mother-wise. The things that I, just talk to her about. And she says, when you're going through something hard, I want you to not like buckle and like brace. I want you to blaze through it.
Wow.
Blaze through it. And she gave me sort of a position. And I was like, wow.
Now, I don't mean to make this one about me. But
oh, no, please.
Of course, as you know, I've attended Heidi's gorgeous retreats in Ojai, astrological retreats where women from the ages of 14 to 96 will gather and check out what's in the stars. And June and Cool Up, we've all gone, and they're amazing. But at one point at the end of the whole thing, you pick from these, I won't get into what it was, but it's amazing, these 2 words from 2 different piles, and you put them together, and it kind of sums up like where you're supposed to go that year. And mine was blazing forgiveness. And I was struck by that word. You don't hear blaze too much.
I know. Well, she used it for me, and it really helped
I feel
me.
like maybe she used it for both of us.
No, well, maybe we both need to blaze.
We do. I love that, Danielle.
I know. So, and that, because I feel like I brace for things. Like I'm always bracing. And she sort of gave me another image, and I really appreciated that. And then she also said to me, hire yourself to be your own boss.
Come again.
She said, hire yourself to be your own boss.
God damn.
Right? And that was profound to me too. Like you can hire yourself.
Now take me through this.
Well, I was just talking about, like life and work and things I want to be doing and having the confidence in myself and my work to trust that I can do it. And she said, you can hire yourself to be your own boss. And I was
what
like,
does that look like?
And that just looks like doing exactly what I want to do for a little while.
Right.
you know?
Wow. I love
Just
it.
doing exactly what I want and not worrying about what other people think. You know what I mean? Because I do. I worry. You know, I think about, oh, maybe this person wants this from me, or maybe this person wants that, or this is the story I should write, or this is the script I should write. Not worrying about what other people think I should write, and just hiring myself to be my own boss.
I love this.
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a shift with
So
you.
I don't know. We'll see.
Keep us posted.
I will. But those were wise words from Heidi Rose Robbins. And I was very happy for them. So yeah.
I need to get a little tune up with Heidi.
Yes.
Always feels really
It
good.
did feel good. I mean, I cried, I laughed. I was exhausted.
Yeah.
But I feel good.
She'll give you such a different spin on something than the way you're looking at it, approaching it.
No, and I was talking to a friend about something. They're like, "Oh, you're going to go see your therapist?" And I was like, "No, I'm going to go see Heidi."
Yeah,
Like, that felt more important to me.
I remember when I came to her and I said, I need to break up with someone and I'm thinking of saying X, Y, Z. And I was really kind of in my own, anger. And she's like, I want you to take, because of course I was going to do it over the phone. You're welcome, everyone. It was not a long relationship. She's like, and they also were in New York, but she's like, I want you to keep a Post-it next to the phone. And this is the word we're going to just focus on the entire time. And that's grace. He was not where I was thinking of coming from.
No, I never come from there.
It was such a different color to put on everything. And she's like, you're ending something. There is no need to go back through. You're just going to do it with as much grace as you can. And I feel like it salvaged a friendship. And that man is my husband. No, I'm kidding. She's the best. She's the best.
No, really. Sometimes it's just a word or a symbol, but it's very helpful.
Yeah.
So get on that Heidi Rose Robbins stuff, ladies.
Wow. Oh, Danielle. Let's jump into some Housewives news that's rocking right before we bring our guest out.
Yeah.
Our guest
We have
is
a good guest today.
Guest is a handsome little devil.
He sure is. He's very good looking, and I think
know.
he's most eligible right now.
Oh.
I do feel like his star's rising. He's very good looking.
Oh, his star is shooting right up through the moon.
Shooting right up there, and I do think he is wanted now. So keep your hands off.
Keep your hands off. Speaking of keeping their hands off,
Great transition.
I'm going to make it work.
Transitions.
Here's
been
people who couldn't keep their hands off housewives because two housewives are pregnant. Kenya Moore, as we know, but she really is pregnant. There's been some controversy there, and I stand behind her, as you know I always do.
You always stand
now,
beside.
it does seem she's been pregnant for 97 months.
I do feel, but you also thought she was pregnant and that you thought the child was born about 8 months ago.
So my timeline is all off with her, but I do feel like she's been 5 months pregnant for 20 years.
She has been, but again, you coming from a place where you thought the child was born and 8 months old upon birth.
Yeah. Yes. And you know what? Great. And I've still been liking up her posts up a storm.
You really
have
connected with her, though she has not written back.
And that's okay. That's not what we need. The second housewife that is pregnant, this is so thrilling, is Portia. With whom?
She's engaged to, and she's supposedly been with him for a year. Who is this fellow?
I know. We're going to meet him very soon because I saw the preview for Atlanta last night.
Thank God they're coming back. I breathed a sigh of relief.
I did too. It's been feeling really lonely out here.
It has been.
OC in Dallas. Like, I'm grabbing onto life rafts that I don't feel I should have to.
We're not Bravo. We're not showing our best self right now.
And I don't feel like myself.
No,
I'm over there with 90 Days. I'm over here with this one. I'm even looking at Below Deck, not watching it.
I know, but I'm watching the ads and I'm like, it's a possibility.
My eye's wandering. My eye has been
keep
wandering.
Us, just like we're trying to keep ourselves up as we hit a certain age. Bravo, you got to keep yourself up.
Bravo, spring
good.
cleaning.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's do some self-reflection, some self-bettering. Let's talk to Heidi Rose and get your ass. See what's in the stars, Bravo. I hope it's good.
Get it together.
Yeah.
Also, another person who's been touching, and I thought this was the transition you were going to make, and shocked it wasn't, was that Michael from Potomac has been touching asses.
Pinching bottoms.
Pinching bottoms. Using my flutter tea.
Ashley's fiance, Michael, that horrible.
Oh, I hate him more than anyone.
Horrible man. A man who sat stony-faced when his fiance sang arguably a very awkward song to him in front of people at a cabaret in his own restaurant.
The one who told him, I don't want to have a child with you in case you end up like your mother, who I think, under the circumstances she was dealt, did an amazing job with Ashley.
I do too. And I'd love to be with her mom over him any old day.
Any old day.
She's not pinching cameraman's bottoms.
No, and what is that about? And I was like, is he just Australian? Is that a thing? I'm not Australian.
Danielle.
I don't know. Somebody...
You're acting like he's a fun-loving guy. He's like the world's scariest person.
Oh, I hate him, and I find him disgusting.
So distasteful.
But sometimes cultural differences. I'm just trying to get at it.
So he's been suspended from the show. This was a Bravo. Oh my God. I was going to say a Brava cameraman.
Brava.
What's happening?
Sure.
Bravo. I mean, this is someone in the Bravo family that has gotten their bottom pinched.
I mean, who is it? Who is this cameraman?
Please come forward and we would love to share your story.
Yeah. Come at us.
I feel like this guy, it's like, It's all checking out so perfectly.
Oh, he's disgusting.
Yeah.
He's the worst.
Wow. Okay, let's bring our guest out, Danielle. And then there's some news in the Bravo world that I want to touch on that I'm on fire about. I'm on fire, Danielle.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please welcome our guest. He's been on the podcast a year ago.
Mm-hmm. Is it the year anniversary? Perhaps. But this is his first time in the Nook. He was in the satellite Nook because last time he came is when you had just had the baby.
Exactly. He has a half-hour stand-up comedy special that you may stream on Comedy Central. He is absolutely hilarious and gorgeous. Joel Kim Booster.
Hello.
Hi. We are so happy to have you back.
I'm so happy to be back, and I'm so happy I loved the satellite Nook. It was I loved being there. I loved meeting your child.
Thank you.
I loved the whole experience. But this is major for me to be in this Nook.
How do you feel?
It feels so strange. It feels sort of like you dream about something for so long.
Sure.
This podcast has gotten me through so many dark times. I feel like this podcast is my Heidi Robinson.
Wow.
Heidi Rose Robinson. Sorry to interrupt when you're giving a great compliment.
So sorry. And to be here now, I feel like I'm just going to walk out of this house and just self-immolate on the street here in Los Feliz, and
you're so sweet.
just be done.
I do feel in these dark times, this Nook it's like holding us in its loving arms.
It is a safe space.
Yeah,
and it's actually, it's gorgeous right now. We're recording in the morning. This light. I mean,
I last night had to host a book club for my son's preschool, and if you think I was all aflutter, I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off. I truly remember stepping out onto Saturday Night Live for the first time, and I was not as nervous as I was hosting this book club. Dead serious. I was like, I'm going live on TV, no problem. Last night I was like, where's my brownies?
How did it go? Did you survive?
I just survived. I just love this preschool so much. It wasn't about like I want to look good in front of them. It was like the school's doing so much for my son. I want to give back in a way. And
so it was a book club for the kids?
For the moms.
Okay.
And one father.
That makes more
18
sense.
women and one father came.
Wow. And what's the book we're reading?
We're reading this kind of scientific child development book called The Carpenter and the Gardener by Alison Gopnik.
Okay.
Social scientist about the science of raising children.
Should I be reading this?
I actually really loved it.
Okay.
It's definitely scientific.
Are we reading just children's books, or are we, reading like...
This isn't like...
Okay.
You're not reading Manhattan Beach.
The Leftovers.
Yeah.
Which I love.
Yes.
Yes. Love Manhattan Beach.
I wish. What I wish.
Had some World War II in there, so of course I was
right.
in there.
No. I wish. No, we're reading like child development books.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Joel.
Yes.
You want to get in on this, and I'd love to hear everyone's thoughts. I am on fire about this Jeff Lewis lawsuit that his surrogate has filed against Jeff and Gage. Now, I've always privately not loved Jeff Lewis. Like, June's a humongous Jeff fan.
Really?
Oh, she is beyond. I mean, you've heard the story about how her second housekeeper, Lupe, was on.
Yes.
Flipping out. So she feels very close to the franchise.
I find him to be too cruel sometimes.
No, he feels like a relic of an older Bravo. I remember when I used to watch Flipping Out, it was in tandem with Tabitha's Salon takeover, and that was like in a period when I think we were all in a place where we could handle mean, angry pseudo celebrities just yelling at people on TV.
You have never been so right.
Wow.
And now it's like not the time.
We're not there.
Read the room.
You know who I put in that category as well, and they weren't on Bravo, but as like the Perez Hiltons of the world.
Yes.
No, thank you.
Mm-mm.
No.
I have a personal vendetta against him as he showed photos of me, circled my fat, and Oreos coming out of my mouth. But you know what? He's apologized apparently to Matt McConkey, and I have to.
Not to you. Why does that? McConkey, you're speaking of
Matt and I
surrogates.
basically are the same person.
It is. It's gay etiquette to apologize to the closest
to
gay
one's
person.
gay best friend.
I
not
love
to the
that.
person. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've forgiven and forgotten, clearly.
Clearly.
But I know what you're saying, Joel, which is like, that's not the Bravo I know and love. And of course, do I want women screaming at each other? Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
But I do feel like Jeff, I always say you have to be funnier than you are mean. And he's just coming off to me as more mean. Not that he isn't funny. He
and
is.
Bethany's towed that line. She's
Yes.
like trying to make the jump and the transition. I think she's actually doing it finally, but she was in that category for me a little bit.
Yeah, like just mean for the sake of mean, and and punching down is hard for me. You can punch up, but punching down is what I feel he's doing. And I do think right now with this thing, how dare he? I feel like if you are a surrogate, you are doing the most selfless. I don't care if there's money involved. It is still fucking
It's a fucking sacred act, and it is a job. And clearly, this woman takes it extremely seriously. It's a miraculous job to have.
Yes.
This woman basically thought that she was not going to be on television, and they were filming the birth against her will. Her doctor has come out and said, I heard her say she didn't want to be on television. Okay, so that's one thing. So then they put the birth on television. That's one thing over here. But when I saw that scene, and was it Gage that said it?
Yeah, I think so.
Said, I mean, oh my God, I don't want to say anything, but like if you're a surrogate and you're going to be on TV, would you want to wax much? I've never even seen such a big vagina. How fucking dare you? How treat a woman like that who is carrying your child, treat any woman like that on television. She is doing you a favor beyond a favor.
A miracle. She is performing a miracle for you.
And you're going to humiliate her. And of course, in the lawsuit, she said she was absolutely devastated and humiliated. And I'm like, you know what? You've gone too far, Jeff Lewis. Done with your show. You can fucking renovate Leah Black's gross ass kitchen as much as you want.
Exactly.
I'm done.
And when this happened, all that I wanted to hear now, after that cruel comment and also putting her on film, is just a fucking apology. That is what you need to do.
We knew she was out for money.
Fuck
He's
you.
the most miserable human.
Two thoughts about this too is that not only is he sort of a relic of a meaner Bravo, but Gage and him together feel like a relic of a different time for gay men. Like, really, are we still saying we are grossed out by vaginas as this vagina is pushing out your fucking child?
I
think we're having a reckoning, because I do think that for a long time gay men really felt like we could just say whatever we wanted about women, and because we're gay it's okay. And I do think like we're coming back around to being like, no, gay men can be misogynistic too in a really real way. And here's the thing that I think might get me in real trouble with the community writ large, but
the big Sesh community, or the
I think all communities.
all communities.
All communities.
Let's alienate
I
them all.
personally, I how dare you, as gay men, and I don't care what lesbians are doing because I think it's a different biological thing, but really we're having like just the idea of, if you want to have a child, why surrogacy? You know, you're rich. Adopt a child. There are so many babies. And we'll talk about adoption later when we talk about Dallas, because I have some thoughts and feelings about that situation on that show too. But I personally feel like if you are going out of your way to have a baby that way, it is you've misunderstood the assignment of why we were put here by my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
What? Hot
truly
takes.
Truly joking.
Guys,
I
hot
think-
takes from Perez to anti-surrogacy for gay men. But
no,
look,
do whatever you want.
But I hear where you're coming from. I do.
It just seems strange, especially because I do know that for a lot of gay men, money is the barrier for adoption, and that's clearly not the barrier for Jeff Lewis. And I can't imagine Jeff Lewis raising a child that he didn't feel was somewhat genetically he was associated with, and that is not parenting to me. I think that's just, you want a little you, and I think that's gross to me. I think.
Wow, Joel.
I am famously adopted, though, I should say. That's
you
a
are
little
famously
bit,
adopted?
Yeah, famously.
By
it's
famous
a big,
people?
big part of my brand.
Candace Bergen, your mom?
You guys, my dad went on a date with Candace Bergen in college.
What?
Whoa.
Guys.
You've buried the lead. How long has this show been on?
Yes, I feel devastated.
Sorry, I know we're talking about your adoption story, but my dad went out with Candace Bergen in college. So like,
Yeah, and Danielle has her own things to say now about this date.
What do you mean? I mean, I don't really know what happened. My dad, she was a model at the time. So my dad, as Casey has said, is very
Gorgeous.
good looking.
Did they hook up?
He hasn't said that, but he has said that like they went out. He was in grad school, and I think she was in college, and they went on a date. And I was always like, why did I could have had her as a mom.
Your dad's listening. I'd like to know exactly how far they went. Was there
Dad?
kissing? Was there fingering?
Over the Casey.
Well, I'd like to know.
Did Mr. Schneider finger blast
Yes.
Murphy Brown?
Dad,
Yes.
all ears are open. Let us know. Call in.
Check out Murphy Brown
Call
on CBS
in, and
this
you
fall.
can just say one for each. We'll give you a number for each.
For how many fingers?
Yeah. Many. Please do. I
Please
can't
do
say
tell
that.
Dad.
Your father's
oh, Lord,
so sweet.
He
I
is
shouldn't
the
have done
nicest
this.
man. No, it's fine. He'll
Last
think it's
quick
funny.
thing about Jeff Lewis, and I'm so appreciative. Everyone's speaking very freely
Yes.
about where they're coming from
Maybe
on
too
this.
freely. I don't know.
No,
My
I-
greatest anger with him is his decorating style is
Wow.
so disgusting. And I know that's harsh. I'm not saying I can do it. Maybe disgusting too. It's just all the same. It's terrible. I find it so, like, he puts up things that you would get in, like, not that this is bad, but like mass prints of things. He has no taste, absolutely none, and he treats people like shit. So I'm like, where's the upside to you, Jeff Lewis?
Everything he designs looks like an Airbnb in Phoenix, Arizona. And I do not
You
mean
put that so much better than I ever could.
if you have an Airbnb in Phoenix, Arizona that you rent out. to
God
people,
bless. Maybe
God
I'll
bless.
come.
Yes, I would love to see it someday, but
As
not
long
for
as
me.
you don't have any children by surrogate.
Well, and we haven't even touched on what's happening with Jenny too. It's the only worthwhile part of that show and his life, quite frankly. And
100%. So Jenny has apparently, they've had beyond a falling out,
Yeah,
which
'cause
we
they've
already
had a
knew
few
there was a
falling outs,
rift.
right?
I could feel that they were faking it, of course.
well, she hasn't
years.
actually been his assistant in years.
Yes.
She only comes on the show to
Really?
film and pretends to be his assistant the last like several
I'm so
seasons. and
naive
then-
about everything. I'm
Yeah.
always like,
I
what?
saw through that. And when she was holding the surrogate's leg, I felt Jenny felt should not be here. Just straight up this is too intimate a thing to even be pretending to film. And I love Jenny. I don't care for her rapping.
No.
And that's
Again,
just
another relic of a different time.
Exactly.
You know?
Thank you. Thank you.
this episode is all about relics from
Yeah,
different times.
tell us what's
we
of the
started with
time.
Danielle and I's beauty routines and
And here we are.
wow. But I love Jenny, and he's so terrible to her. And the thing about a guy like Jeff, and there's a lot of housewives like this, Ramona is coming to mind, is these people are such victims, but they victimize people, and they will never, ever take a look in the mirror, never once.
They can't.
It's
They
like, Jeff,
can't.
you are the common denominator as to why every meaningful relationship in your world has not only crumbled, like gone up in flames.
Oh, he leaves with a person like Jeff in your life. It's just a matter of time before you are also exploded. So like people like Jeff, and we've all had people in that in your life, when they have enemies near and far, you are next. Do not think you are not next.
Yeah, it's just like Bethany, what she did to poor Princess Carol Radswell.
Wow.
Principessa.
Wow, Joel.
Joel, let's take a break.
Let's take a break.
I've heard enough out of you, Joel. Guys, we're back. Joel Kim Booster's here.
He is. And we're about to get into the OC. But first, I would like to hear your take on the Carol Bethany feud, because as you said to me before we went last week, like, we might leave enemies today.
I did DM Danielle and I said I would not be holding back. Listen, I think Deanna shared most of what we did communicate, Deanna and I, before she recorded her message
Yeah, I
to
heard
you a
you.
couple
She was
weeks
your
ago.
mouthpiece.
Listen, I just think it's pretty clear that Bethany is 100% in the wrong. Carol did nothing wrong all season. I think she won the reunion, and I think it's a sham what Andy Cohen has done to her. And I think history will remember what he did to her. And
I think in 1 year we won't remember her
Oh,
or
no,
any
not
of
at
these
all.
shows or people.
Not even. And the only thing is I will say is I think I am just naturally on her side because I did see her in a Starbucks in Palm Springs several months ago, and
That doesn't take much.
now that we have that connection, I can't not be on her side. You know.
Right.
I think and here's what I'll say, and we'll talk a little bit. I think we're seeing a very similar dynamic and situation play out on Dallas, and we can talk
Ooh,
about
yeah.
it later. But I do think we have all had friends that it just ends, and I think that there is a graceful way, as adults especially, to exit a friendship.
Just the way Gage and Jeff exited the relationship with the surrogate.
Yeah,
by
Grace
saying
is-
she
Grace.
needs to wax.
And the way that you ended it with your ex-boyfriend.
Grace. And I think I do feel for Bethany, but I do think like she started it. She started
Joel.
it, and Carol ended it.
Joel,
and
Permission to speak fearlessly to you.
Please, I'm open. I am open.
This might
blaze,
hurt.
Blaze through me.
Blaze. I'm going to blaze you.
Blaze through me.
I'm going to blaze you right on down. And I hope everyone who's on, and I know people have said, like, we've heard about the Carol Bethany. We're all still processing this, and that's okay.
Yeah. So anyone who doesn't want to hear it, just shut your goddamn ears.
Yes. But if you are Team Carol, this is going to, I just want you to, Princess Carol, if you're Princess Carol, take a look inside and say to yourself, I'm on this person's side secretly. Joel, I don't know about this one.
I'm ready.
Not you. Okay, I'm not going to judge. I'm not going to look you in the eye.
The general you. Yeah.
The general you.
I find Carol supporters they have a little bit of this. Joel,
say it.
I don't want to say this.
Say it.
There's a social climbing aspect. There's a. I want to be this cool girl thing that's speaking much stronger than like they can't settle with themselves. They're like, I'm projecting and I want to be cool so bad that finally a cool housewife came on and I like to pretend I'm above the fray, and so now I have to side with this person.
I concur.
I feel lightheaded.
Joel just took his hoodie off.
I feel so lightheaded.
He did. Guys, he is overheated. You are not watching this. Something is coming up for him.
Wow.
I'm so sorry,
Are you
Joel.
okay?
And I don't like to treat guests like this. The way Perez treated me when I clicked on my own name.
Okay. I see that, and I do see that in my fellow Princess Carol supporters.
But not yourself.
But clearly not me.
Of course.
And the last thing I will say is I think Bethany is insane. I'm excited to see her revenge friendship with Tinsley this next season. That is exciting.
Revenge friendship.
It is.
You're one step ahead.
The moment in the reunion when Tinsley dropped the line "Tinsley's Travels" and Bethany unhinged her jaw to laugh in a way that we have never seen Bethany laugh and say, that's hilarious. She pointed to Tinsley and said, that is hilarious what you just said, Tinsley's Travels. Was such a telling moment.
Wow, you really pick up on the subtleties, the nuggets.
She saw it because this was just after Carol threw Tinsley, which I will say was the ugliest moment of the season for Carol.
All Carol supporters have to be like, she did nothing wrong. Well, except for that.
That
taking
was
the saddest, lowest character and saying, I'm not friends.
Talk about punching down.
And Bethany saw that as she said, this is my end. This is it. Tinsley needs the friend, and saying that Tinsley's Travels is hilarious.
Yeah, you're right. There's no other way to interpret that except in advance.
Joel, you are a genius.
Yes, Joel. For a Carol supporter, I like it.
It shocked me out of my seat when I saw
you.
it, and I took a video of it. I'll show it. We'll rewatch it during a break because it is.
I think we're going to need to insert it right here.
Yeah.
We'll leave a little space for it. And
it was for me in I think one of the darkest reunions of the entire show of any franchise. It was the most shocking moment to me of the reunion.
Let's take a listen.
Yeah.
I'll plan the next trip. All right, Tinsley's Travels. Tinsley's Travel.
Wow, thank you, Joel.
Thanks, Joel.
Shall we discuss Orange County?
Yes.
Oof, I guess.
Guys, OC is dying on the vine. Those oranges are rotten.
Rotten
Oranges. We start off with Vicky and Steve on a goddamn motorcycle, and it is the exact opposite of hot and exciting.
It is really rough to watch Vicky try and convince herself on camera that she is in love with this man because
Joel, I feel like things are heating up between them.
Really?
I don't know. Maybe I'm swept up.
She's literally said to his face, I regret leaving Dawn.
Several times. That is hard to watch
certainly
her.
behind his back.
Oh, yeah. I mean, nonstop. But
I
even
hope he
to
doesn't
his
watch the
face.
show. I mean,
I don't know. I feel like when the best was when he was like, so listen, for the motorcycle, you're going to get behind me and you're going to hold on to me. What did she say? She was like, I love that. I love that.
But I do think it's a case of the lady doth protest too much. I do not think she really loves that. And I don't think she needs to say it. I want to know, I do not believe that this is what their relationship looks like when the cameras are not around. I really don't.
Wow.
And
Well, I
think
believe it's exactly like them just roasting a goddamn chicken. Like, I believe that's exactly their relationship.
But I think when Tamara was like, "Oh, do you fuck her?" like a couple weeks ago, and he seemed shocked by that behavior, and that Vicky was on board
It's
for
a little
it.
shocking.
I mean, it was, but I just don't think. I don't think that they have that much sex.
Oh
and
God,
no.
It is like missionary, and he's like,
No.
well,
Brooks was like, I love her vagina. Like, remember when he was like, the favorite part was like, her vagina.
he put like inspirational quotes in there.
He was so, I mean,
Yeah.
Brooks fucked her real good.
I know.
Real good.
And that's how we know that Steve is not.
Yeah, because luckily, unlike most friendships, we've been privy to the exact details of our friend Vicky's old relationship sex details. Guys, Gina.
Here's can I just say, because I've heard it the last couple of weeks, and I will say, until this episode, I really did think Gina was saving this show, this iteration of the show. I thought she breathed new life into it. Coming for Shannon, I think is a great move for
It's a great
any
move, yeah.
freshman cast member on this show to do, because it's so
easy.
It's so easy.
She can be
so
triggered
easy.
with anything.
It's rough to watch. And now I'm off board again. I really the episode where she revealed to the girls that she was getting divorced, I was like, this is it. It's coming back, and now I'm just like, what is happening?
Why this divorce? You cannot tell me it's nothing. That it's just millennials. This
It's
is how
coming
millennials.
from her. She just isn't attracted to him anymore. That's
She
what
says
it is.
she is.
But she's lying.
No, she's the one part of
It's coming
it is
from her.
lying.
She's like, what I will not do is embarrass you on this show.
Yeah.
So she's having to go the extra mile to make him look good so that she can keep her money.
Well, and also they fully had decided to get divorced before they
Oh,
started.
they've been divorced about 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was saying, like, I see why Gina's so laid back about her divorce in the scene when we saw her mom and dad as they walk arm in arm down like a path by the water. And Gina goes, I'm trying to think how I'm going to tell the kids. I think we're going to go to therapy. The dad says, calm and happy. Wonderful. I was like, this family's fucking off. And that's because they've known about this for a year.
Yeah.
Then they see it on this patio. They're talking about like her kids not having a dad. They're like, gorgeous, gorgeous. The mom says, cold sangria, please. Gina goes, hot water with lemon, please. And the dad says, tall glass of tonic water. I was like, this is a weird family. I don't know why.
Who drinks a glass of tonic
Tall
water?
glass of tonic.
I know that she's from
I was attracted to the father, though.
there. Yeah, I did like his energy too. She has an energy. I think we need to get her on Jersey instead. I think it's it's the wrong energy for this.
And in her life.
Show.
Like, she shouldn't be out here.
No. She doesn't have the temperament. But as soon as that husband wasn't standing behind her awkwardly posing in the opening credits, I said, this has been over for a long time. She's not working. She is not working through this live on camera.
She probably isn't. Maybe she hasn't cheated on him. I don't know that she would have, but I do think she's got her eye on a trainer. There's someone out there that she's mentally left, even though it will not work out. So she hasn't had that back, like the door slam in her face yet. And she's like, we're good, because she knows in her head, and I've done this before. Like that guy, it'll work out with that random guy I met once, and then later you're like, oh no, it won't. Maybe my own
Guys,
situation.
Okay, well, I guess there's no there, is what you're telling me. Because I was hoping for something juicy, like that there was an affair, like for sure.
And I ultimately just
No?
need her to
Well,
pick
she
a
hasn't
lane
copped to it yet
because
if there was.
are you okay with, is the divorce easy breezy, or are you struggling with it, Gina? Because this episode, she was crying a lot about it with her, and I get it, it's going to be hard, but like, pick a lane.
I think it is easy breezy because these women can break anyone down. I thought for sure by now we would have gotten the like, okay, listen, he abused me or whatever.
I know Vicky would just have to look at me and I'd be like, here's everything.
Yeah. Vicky's so angry. I love it so much because I feel this. So angry at any woman who doesn't work.
Oh, she really.
It's like sets her on fire.
And who has a job? And all the
I don't mean I feel
housewives-
that like I look down on people that don't, but I have gotten into that line of thinking before.
Who of the housewives, besides their housewives products, actually had a job before they got into housewives? I am
Emily
curious.
seems to have many an odd job.
Emily's a
Emily
lawyer.
is a lawyer. She,
And a party planner.
Oh yes,
Wait,
I
really?
forgot. Yes,
Guys,
she is.
That's what she came to us. She was Tamara's party planner.
oh.
She's a lawyer / party planner.
Yeah, she's a lawyer / party planner with.
/ proper up of the most sour man.
Plus,
She has
guys,
to
I'm
have sex
sorry.
with that
She
guy.
should not have another child.
No.
She almost died. She almost died.
And I love how she's like, I always thought I would have another girl.
It's like, are you kidding me?
With that man?
She has 3
You
children.
want to carry that man's child again?
That little
twerp. Someone showed me a picture
limp dick
of a rat and him, and I was like, yeah.
He's so distasteful.
And Kelly was, and you said it last week, and I think you were a little apprehensive about saying it because I don't think Danielle agrees, and I think you were frightened, honestly. What? But I've really turned a corner on Kelly.
I love her. I love her.
So do I.
Kelly
love her.
Is my favorite on OC now, and I could not believe. If you would have, her first season, she was my least favorite.
Oh, me too.
Of any franchise, and now I can't help but root for her.
I love her little pied a terre.
I love that weird little apartment. I love those big ass lips.
I love her style. Watching her go to the musical theater workshop with Jolie.
She's a good mom.
And you know what? And you know that means we really love her, Danielle, because she was making fun of people.
Oh, she was totally
us.
like I was like, you're right, Kelly. We are dorks.
I was like, Kelly, I'm such a fucking loser.
I know, but it was making me laugh.
The testimonial where she discussed that Jolie was like her father because they both do musicals was killing
Oh my God.
me.
I loved every part of it.
She's like, yeah, Jolie likes musicals like her father. It was so good.
Oh, and what Kelly wore to her daughter's audition was just a blazer with no pants. Which was very like Anne Ranking. And
Yes,
you know what I mean?
It was
like,
cabaret.
Yes, it was very
Fosse.
cabaret. Yes, it was very Fosse. Very Liza Minnelli, like a look I'd like to cultivate in my life. Very Estelle,
Elaine Stritch.
Elaine Stritch. Yes.
Am I concerned that Jolie seems to be her best friend?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's tough to
Do
watch.
I think she is a good mom ultimately? I do.
I don't like how she relies on Jolie for comfort, and I think she should, again, I think even when you're going through the shitter, as much stability as you can, show your child and show her like, I got this under control. Your dad's a good guy. I'm a good girl. A good lady, sorry, not girls, but as much stability as you can show children in a time when there is chaos, I think that is your best bet.
It does seem that Kelly does not think that Jolie is a part of the divorce. It does feel that Kelly
it's like a friend
believes
that she just met.
Yeah, it feels like Kelly believes that the divorce is only affecting her and Michael and not Jolie at all, and that is concerning. But I like that she brought her to a soup kitchen.
Oh,
yeah, that was beautiful. That 5 minutes that the two of them were at a soup kitchen, really, it was like when Bethany did Be Strong.
Yeah, same thing. But no, when she was at that audition and Jolie was, believe me, I'm the Jolie. I was Jolie at
Jolie.
Exactly. Like, you don't have to be the best dancer. You don't have to be the best singer. You just have to have the energy.
Exactly. And then do a podcast when you're older.
Yes.
Jolie.
You can't sing. You can force people to listen to you sing.
Exactly.
Which I have made into an art form, I believe. Now, Casey can actually sing, but not
well enough. And that's the even sadder one. It's like when you can kind of sing, but not enough.
That's where I'm at
to
too,
make
though,
money.
Casey, is that I can carry a tune, but I can't.
Care to sing with us at the Halloween show?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
Carry a tune for us
Good.
is like fucking Pavarotti up there. We're good.
I know. I mean, that's more than I can do. I'm always like trying to meet a note where it is. I'm like at the door.
The note's like, nope, you're not here yet.
No, you're not here yet. And I'm like, no, I rang the doorbell. And it's like, no, you still got to go through the foyer.
Around the back. Guys.
Oh, should we talk about Shannon really
That's
quick?
what
really
quick.
quick.
I was going to give us that entree to discuss QVC.
That's just...
I am not liking also Shannon's new high pony look. I don't think it's doing her any favors.
I mean, though, it does get the hair, the frizz, which many fans have written me their thoughts about why the hair is so frizzy.
Yeah, what's happening?
Mostly just very dry, overprocessed hair, limp, kind of horse hair. And it does worry me when it gets so staticky.
Yeah.
So
Especially
ponytail does help that.
I guess so, but so would like a mousse.
Yeah.
I'm just putting that out there.
Guys,
Not in my wheelhouse, don't know. But
we haven't seen so many sad scenes as we did this week.
the QVC women cutting back would not even let her take a product out of a microwave because they were afraid Shannon wouldn't be able to handle it. That is next level.
Next level.
To watch the concern
Oh my God.
come on their faces watching Shannon try to take a microwave meal out of a microwave.
Oh, it was so.
I just want to get to talk about the product quickly. So at first when she said it, when they did the flashback and she was saying to David, like, guys, I want to do like affordable, nutritious, healthy meals. I was like, for some reason I got swept up. I'm like, yes. But then once I realized it's basically like
Microwavable. It's
microwave
like lean
dinners,
cuisine.
lean
Yeah.
cuisine, like Annie's or something. I became less and less clear on the mission.
But it has cream cheese in a
I wrote that down, Joel. Oh my God. Oh my
Salmon
God.
that bursts
She
out
said-
cream that like comes
said-
in your mouth.
Like a little-
She said
like
the
a
cream
pimple.
cheese actually flows out into the rice and the zucchini.
She was really fixated on that.
It was a shock. Watching her on there was a shock. It was a shock. The jacket was too small.
Oh,
gotta
wearing
say,
Kelly's jacket. Kelly's like,
so
I loaned her my
proud.
jacket. It was like
so proud.
oh.
And I think Tamara has now slipped very far down on my list of housewives that I can enjoy watching. But she was right. It was bad. It was a bad look.
It was really. I thought Tamara looked really cute when they were that
Yes,
scene.
yes.
But it was very tough. And believe me, Shannon. I've said many times I think is a beautiful woman. I am bigger than Shannon. I'm just saying this with love as like someone on camera. We know not to wear white around our midsection,
Yeah.
and we know that.
Yeah.
You know, and when she grabbed her stomach on camera, guys, it was so psychologically like upsetting to watch someone's inner monologue. Like she was like turned inside out. Her inner being just like coming out. It was so upsetting.
It was really upsetting.
I can't watch Shannon talk about her weight on television for another season. I get it.
I thought you were going to say another second, but a whole season. You're good with finishing this season.
Let's just finish this one out.
Yeah, like
But she's
we've
gotta
already
go.
started.
man.
Yeah,
She's
we've already
gotta go.
started.
I think we need to burn this franchise to the ground and start over. I really
Without
do.
Shannon.
Without Shannon, without
Or
Vicky,
with a
without
thinner
Tamara. With a half a Shannon.
Just half a Shannon.
Half
Just
a Shannon.
A dabble do.
Just a dabble do.
Just a dabble do. I think it's dead. It's really
You're
on
right.
its last
It's
legs.
too
and I
dark
think-
now, and I would say, let's just keep Shannon. But I don't know. After the QVC thing, I thought, no.
She needs to get a better. I mean, she's going through a really dark divorce, and I still feel like her main storyline is her struggles with her weight, and it's not.
And there is something that women
compelling.
do, and I do feel this with Shannon. Yes, she's been through so much, but she wants to rise like a phoenix from the ashes, but she's still in the ashes. And so for her to go on QVC was very confusing to me. She's like, basically what she said was, this was her pitch, not mine. Is like, listen, I'm fat. I need to eat this. I too need this. It's like, but who has gotten something out of this? She's like, look, I'm fat. Buy this.
I know
Is that
was
aspirational?
strange.
It was not aspirational.
Because I do feel like most things, like when you're trying, whether it is a diet or a face regimen or like anything, it's like I want to
selling.
Yes, I want to look like, I want to feel like that person.
But here's
there.
the thing, Danielle. If she had said like, "I feel great how I look,"
Yes.
I would be like,
Yeah.
"Awesome,
Exactly.
100%." But it was just in the perception of herself. It didn't work. I was shocked someone was buying those.
Has she gone back to it? It's sold out. I mean, I guess is that the?
I mean,
Was that just
did
Vicky
buy?
buying it all?
I mean-
Talk about her weight is like Tourette's at this point. It cannot not, and so she couldn't stop it even when selling diet food.
I have done that myself when I'm like, guys, I have a zit. Like, you know how like you
Oh, yeah.
are always feeling the need to talk about the thing before somebody else talks about it. Like, and I get that instinct, but at some point you have to just. And she looks great. P.S. Shannon looks great.
But it's
I
not
feel-
about that.
But it isn't. She can't settle into
And I think
it.
that's maybe why it's hard to see is because I do relate to it. Like, oh God, never be on the other side of a text message for me when I'm showing up to a shoot without hair and makeup. I mean, I will just be never an extreme of I look like shit. I look like shit. This is going to be
I'm
terrible.
right there with you, Joel.
And
But it's like we are seeing.
I wanted to get hair and makeup for this podcast.
I know. No one's even seeing us, but I did put on like a tinted moisturizer today.
Joel, I didn't do a stitch for you, and I feel really upset.
well, I look at what I'm wearing. I mean,
you are in.
You have presented yourself
Shorts.
strangely.
No, you look great.
I'm going to the gym after
No,
this
I'm
because
kidding.
again I struggle. I struggle too,
Joel,
Shannon.
you're where you need to be. You're
Oh,
done.
again.
You're there.
He's
Thank you.
a very. Are you in a relationship right now?
No.
He's a very eligible bachelor.
Thank you.
Very
Thank
eligible.
you. And I think this is what's going to push me over.
Well,
the
this
edge.
is we're right in your sweet spot.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
gonna.
Yeah.
You'll get anything you want out of this.
And if you
lovers,
don't-
friends for
Oh,
life.
yeah. He's gorgeous, guys. Like I'm
Yeah,
saying,
gorgeous.
Okay.
gorgeous.
I mean, you're right, Shannon. It's just gotten too dark for me.
Now,
and annoying.
you know what Gina is bringing us right now, besides the divorce, is the hat.
Oof.
We are really getting a lot.
She and Deandra need to get together with these absurd hats.
Absurd hats.
Coming in like Carmen Sandiego to every party.
I mean, always. It's like that. The one party, the second party, the QVC watching afternoon lunch, which felt to me a little
Did you see
sad.
how they did not hurry quick at all when it was like Shannon's on?
Yeah, they were upset that it was
They were like,
interrupted. And that sad gay. If you're going to be a gay on one of these shows,
Joel,
you
I
gotta
didn't
bring
want to
it.
be the one to say it because I don't know if it's appropriate. I've said it in a version of ways, and we can cut this if it's inappropriate. Never seen a sadder fucking collection of gays than on the Real Housewives franchise. Yeah. It's a trope. There's not been one gay gentleman on the show that I've been like, I want to hang out with him. It's giving, in the way that you said, Danielle, that Siggy was giving your people perhaps a bad look.
Well,
Am I
we're
allowed to
never
say this?
gonna.
But, you know, as a
we're
straight
never gonna
woman-
see a gay housewife if all that are showing up to the table are these men.
And I say
Yeah.
that as a straight woman who's being portrayed terribly. We're all being. I
Yes,
guess that's
there
across
are.
the board.
I wonder
We're all
if
being portrayed terribly.
The reason why we're not seeing a lot of like fun, exciting gay men is that they would upstage the women.
And they know better.
Maybe. I mean, Atlanta
They don't
has
get down in the garbage.
Atlanta's
Yes.
given us the closest iterations. I think.
100%.
Who has? I'm sorry.
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Okay, 100%, but we're still not there.
We're not there.
And you'd think Sonia would bring a few.
We're
on,
not there.
but
We're not
it's
there.
yeah.
We're not there.
Unfortunately.
There is work to be done.
But you know what? What I do appreciate is that we're in the other direction, which is, for instance, like Leanne's party planner. Now, this is
Now he
Wedding
is.
planner.
wedding planner.
Yes.
This is who I want. This is who I want.
Maybe a little bit of an overcorrect.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
Now, I
But-
hope all of that is acceptable. We're throwing out opinions.
Yeah.
Shall we take a break?
Yes.
Guys, we're back.
Dallas.
I can't believe we spent so much time on OC as much as we all hated it. But
Well, there's always stuff to be said.
And there's always anger to get out.
Yeah, and I always have opinions. I'm not
We're
going to.
many episodes in and nothing has happened.
Nothing. Dallas. Now, we see a scene where Dee gives Deandra the company again. We've seen this before. We have
we
done
also
this
got
before.
a confessional from Dee. Were you not correct? Did you not squeal
I
with
said,
delight?
guys, please look. Yes, D testimonial in pink!
Yes.
Exclamation point.
With so much Vaseline spread on that
much.
that camera lens. I don't know what filter they put on for Miss D, but it was
love Dee.
wild.
I feel
Dee
like
doesn't even move a muscle when Deandra's crying. I've never seen a mother give nothing to a crying child.
Well-
she just looks at her. Talk about blazing. Dee blazes right through Deandra, and it's a work of art.
Blazes.
And I hope I could treat my children like that one day.
I don't buy it for a second. This is the season of Deandra crying with not a single tear.
yes!
Without a single
Again!
tear. I
Again,
do
you
not
are a
believe it.
genius.
Say it again. Say it again.
It is the season of Deandra crying without a single tear falling to the ground.
Yes.
Not one rolling down her cheek. Just, it's so...
It's the essence of crying.
And that, you know what? And I'm of two minds with Deandra this season is that last season, did she give us much? No. But did I like her? Yes. This season, she is really working on being a monster, and I appreciate that as a television watcher. But as a human being, I find it really hard to
Especially
watch.
because she doesn't have a lot to stand on. She is basically trying to bully her mother out of her own company, and I don't respect that. And so I want Dee to hold her own. I want Dee to be the steel magnolia that she is.
I want Dee to elbow her way onto the show, is what I think.
Me too. Why not make her a
here's the
housewife?
thing: she doesn't even have to try, and she's
Yeah.
upstaging Deandra. Like Dee's probably like, "I'll come by for a second. And here she is, a more beloved character than her daughter. She's always going to eclipse her daughter.
I find her more interesting than from Southern Charm Patricia.
As do I.
I want to know her
I'd
life.
love to see the two of them up to
Ooh,
something.
me too.
Get them and
Up to
Dale
some
onto a show.
racist,
Get those
racist
three on a
hijinks.
show.
Yes,
Yes,
Send them on a
please.
boat.
Dale,
Not
Dee,
to
and
see.
Pat.
Yeah,
Put 'em
Dale,
in, get them to Mykonos. You know,
Yes.
just drop them on Mykonos and see
get
how
'em
they
to-
Let's throw Mama Joyce in. Let's just get
Yes.
him off
I'm
on an
saying,
island.
Send him to Hilton.
Lee Radzewell.
Let's get them all.
Yeah, oh, is she?
Get them
with
all
us?
together.
I
will say-
Dead or alive. Get her
Dead or
there.
alive. Get her on.
I
the
will say
show.
last season, I think the most endearing thing about Deandra and the most likable thing about Deandra was her friendship with Leanne. She was the only
Yes.
one who was, because Leanne is hard to root for too, because she cannot, I think one of you said it, she just cannot help herself.
I don't find
in
her hard to
any way.
root for, but 100%.
But
it was a nice friendship. It was kind of like, these two have been kicking around.
Yeah, and they had an honesty with each other. I do think it used to be Deandra would call her out on her bullshit, but now she's just being cruel with like, admit that he's cheating on you. Like that stuff is cruel.
Deandra's not a good person.
No.
And I actually think Leanne is so misguided in every single way, but I think deep down she has a better heart than Deandra.
Yes.
Oh, I agree.
You can see that.
And I think Dee is like, when Dee gave her the company, she basically said in the testimonial and to her daughter, like, I know, I absolutely know you will fail miserably at this, but I want to preserve our relationship. She basically like, I'll give everything I have because you're such a fucking sniveling brat.
I couldn't believe that because she's like, you're all I have. So Deandra has basically held their relationship hostage. That it's your mother's company. It's your mother's company when she is ready to retire.
What if Sydney does this with Bitch Sesh?
I will give it to her, lock, stock, and barrel.
Guess I'll be hosting with her.
Guess what? You know what? She deserves it. She can have it.
And
she's great. Not a great dancer, but she will.
You're like, she doesn't watch Housewives, but that's just like Deandra.
I will give it to her.
Not a great dancer, much like Stephanie's son.
Oh, now this has become a trope: is us watching spoiled little boys of housewives, spoiled little sons of housewives do some hip hop dance. That has become a trope.
Noel. However, I have a very soft spot in my heart for Cruz.
Oh,
I actually have really turned a corner on Stephanie this year too. I don't know why she is so.
Was it because she finally like admitted to having depression and kind of humanizing her?
Humanized and then weirdly weaponized her suicide attempt in a strange.
I said that in a couple weeks
show,
ago, and
I
didn't
agreed.
Get a good reaction.
Listen,
did it not? I didn't hear anything about that.
I felt it.
I knew
no one had the
why
heart
why you would be apprehensive to say it, but I agreed.
Well, it just felt like it didn't feel like it came out of something.
How about during testimonies this week, and she was like, playing with my kids really helps against my depression. Like she's trying to make it a storyline.
Yeah, there's a lot of I think we're in the third season where they're starting to see the framework. They're starting to see the matrix, and they are trying to make
machinations are. Yeah.
What I have enjoyed about Stephanie, and I truly say this as a compliment, and I think I said it last week, but I am enjoying how there's nothing there.
No, yeah.
Like, and so there's no pain, there's nothing, and I'm enjoying the breeziness of
that. And if you
that.
can go with that, like some actresses I work with, there is nothing there with love, and they're the actresses I love to be around the most. Yes. Because sometimes it's just nice to shoot the fucking shit, and that's what you can do with Stephanie. She's not asking for anything more.
And I see rough waters. I think season 4 or 5, we're going to see some real hard times with her and Brandy.
100%.
Really
and Leanne got in her fucking head on it. Leanne was like, well, I just worry about you because you're always, this and that. And she's like, I do find it hard to think about myself when I'm always with Brandy.
And Brandy's
coming like a
Brandyland. Brandyland is a crazy place.
Brandyland's looking for a spinoff, and she ain't gonna get it.
I truly, in my heart of hearts, believe that Brandy is one of the biggest villains of any housewife franchise. I do. I think she's a bully, and I think that and this is what all of them do on Dallas that actually really irks me, is they are all angling to be a victim in some way. Like Deandra, she was waiting to find a reason to be mad at Leanne, and that $200 comment. Like, we all know the context and why Leanne said it, and
it wasn't great.
It wasn't great, no, but like, also, what the fuck is Carrie doing this season?
Carrie's
what the fuck?
Her whole game is like, I'm going to tell people what you said about them.
And
that
she's
is the only thing
really trying to make it work, and it's not working.
It's not working. And was that weird photo album moment a setup that we're all going to Copenhagen? I hope not.
It is definitely. And here's also what I think is going on with Carrie. The dad stuff and the I wish I had a relationship with my dad that Mark has with Zuri is because last season we all said Mark is the worst dad on television, and she heard it, and they are now
pulling out photo albums.
They're pulling out photo albums and
moving in with her dad,
trying to structure this season as Mark has such a great relationship with Zuri after we saw him all season last season say, I do not want you spending time with our daughter.
Yeah, and I don't even want our daughter at dinner.
And I didn't even want our daughter.
And they felt that. And now she's trying to craft this narrative.
100% right, Joel. And when I saw Mark in that little ill-fitting robe when he was sitting there, I truly thought, this is Dr. Death too.
Oh!
Mark is Dr. Death. I wouldn't be surprised if he's lasering women's vaginas and they're coming out paralyzed. Those vaginas are broke.
Paralyzed vaginas.
You'll find people doing a class action lawsuit soon enough.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Carrie covering for him with that, doing yoga off in the other room.
It's tough.
Women who want to break out their yoga moves at every moment are to me also like I've said with women with horses. It's just keep it behind closed doors.
Oh, I don't ever want to need to see a handstand. I've got nothing for those women or men.
I feel for Leanne because I feel like she is just so obviously not socially adept enough to be in this game with these women, and they all take advantage of that and try to paint her as the bully and that's what Brandy does. I think specifically with Leanne is she tries to paint Leanne as the aggressor, and I really do think that Brandy.
So are you saying you think Brandy's smarter than Leanne?
Yes.
Okay. No, I'm genuinely.
I really
wow.
do think.
Okay.
I really do think that she is, and I think there's some.
Or she's just planning more. Leanne's not planning. Like Brandy is.
Leanne's in reaction too.
Yes, Leanne is all reaction. She doesn't.
Although
do
I think she's keeping a real nice lid on it this year, and I wish she wouldn't, but she is.
And I'm proud of her. I've never felt proud of a housewife.
I did see the most Leanne thing ever happen at this thing was where she ate a dog biscuit.
But when her dog shit all over, and look, I'm a beagle lover, and
so
you know I feel
Cutest
such a
dog
connection
of
with
all
Leanne from our anger and our beagles, but. When that dog
beagles.
Yeah, that's me, my memoir. When that dog shit all over the place, that was because of Sparkle dog food, right?
Yes,
yes.
for sure.
And then you
yes.
should just, I want to see Leanne just like shitting herself as she runs out, having eaten that.
That was, she's like, I ate a dog biscuit.
Guys,
Why didn't we get that on camera?
Cameron's a very odd bird.
I can't.
Big bird.
I cannot figure it out, and I cannot.
Did you say a big bird?
She's a big bird.
Although I will say, I finally understand her relationship with her husband.
Please
after
explain it
he
to me.
said-
Oh, okay. Yes, I
when
wrote this
he
down.
said, "I'm a fat." cunt,"
Yep, it all came fucking
it clicked. It all clicked into place.
But you
and
know
I
what,
said,
Joel?
I get it.
I'll do you one better, which is like I wrote in my notes. It was like knowing something about someone so deeply, but it hasn't quite been verbalized. And when he said I was a fat kid, it was like, there it is. There's the missing piece.
And it's like,
And yet
that's
it was
why
a
they
piece
need
we
each other.
knew.
Yeah.
Wow.
I will say their kids are very impressive. I wish I could
Yes.
speak Spanish as well.
Why
as
don't
that
they
little
learn
girl.
it too with their
Put you in
kids?
a dual language school and you had a coach
center,
around
yeah.
you at every single second,
Oh.
you would know.
That woman observing that family was.
That poor
Oh, we've seen this woman a lot.
And
feel
I
for
think
her.
I do need Cameron to switch up her testimonial look. It feels like she came with one outfit and was like, "What?
I
thought
need
those
we were
pink
just-
weird earrings.
I need her to switch up her cadence, her speaking cadence.
She says the word sparkle dog food as if it has
Sparkle.
27 syllables. It's like
Is so much.
sparkle. Like her mouth can't get it in it. She's like sparkle.
And I wish I'm so glad that Stephanie is and sort of Carrie is sort of half 1 foot in Leanne's corner as well, because losing Deandra was huge and sad, and it was okay. Wow.
Ooh, very nice. My husband's coming to give me a kiss.
Wow.
To see that.
Okay. That was probably for the, not for the cameras, for the mics.
For the mics? Was that for the mics?
He got a taste. He came through the other episode, and he got a taste of
Yeah.
appearing on the pod. And
Oh,
now
he's
can't get enough.
gotten, yeah, he'll be back, I'm sure.
Well, he's coming back, you think?
No, just in general.
I don't think Cameron is
Carrie,
the
you're-
right ally for Leanne, and it's unfortunate. And I will
Okay,
say,
I hate to do this, but could we rank them intellectually, Joel?
All the Dallas ladies?
Just the Dallas ladies. I love to hear Joel from smartest to dimmest.
wow, that's tough.
Because I'm just trying to follow where you're at.
It's a lot of lateral moves
I
with those
know.
girls.
It's like a sack of potatoes and like one above.
I do, and I'm gonna say this in order of emotional intelligence, because I don't know.
Oh, that's a
no
totally.
one's trying to
Intellectually-
take on their real intelligence.
Yeah, I do think it goes Brandy
Yeah,
at the top.
number one.
Wow.
Brandy
I
at the top.
agree,
Carrie
agree.
close behind.
Great.
I think Deandra
Yeah,
right there in the middle.
Fortunately.
And then I think, who else do we have? Stephanie. And then
Generous.
And then Cameron. And then Leanne right there.
Guys,
Wow.
no way. I
Leanne
put Leanne above
I
Cameron.
put Leanne above camera.
Okay. Yeah, maybe that's fair.
I'd put Leanne, and I also I was Cameron is at the bottom. She is slow down.
Cameron is.
I just don't understand why she was so upset about not being told. They're not real friends, and she has to understand. And I actually don't think she does understand.
I think
that.
she just has like fear of missing out, and so that to her felt like she just missed out on.
And I will
something.
say, and I do not want to be a Cameron and attack a woman for adopting a baby, but I'm going to say something real rough, you guys.
Oh God,
Oh,
we're
Lord.
going for it again.
I do not think she would have adopted that baby if it didn't look just like her.
Wow,
Their,
Brandy.
their emphasis on how much that baby looked like their existing children made me a little sad.
seeing their second child, no, the oldest child struggle with a hot being hot was me. Like I recognize like.
So you're brushing right past that comment, Danielle.
No, I didn't mean to. I just got in my own head. I got it in my head.
I don't want to check my social media for a while after this episode.
No. Look, I do
Joel,
think
am I so happy that cute baby Bruin is adopted?
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes. But I hear you.
I hear you too. I also think that baby is saving their marriage, as I've said on the podcast.
Well, where is he?
I mean,
where is he?
Where is he? He does not want it.
Now, did I hear Stephanie correctly when she said, what's her husband's name? Big Cruz?
Court?
Daddy Cruz?
Court.
No, Court is Cameron.
No, Court is Cameron's. I forget.
Josh Brolin.
Bobo Josh Brolin.
Yeah, bloated Josh Brolin when she was like, yeah, since he's been at Harvard. Did I hear that or were my ears?
Yeah, he's doing a month. He's doing the Tyra Banks intensive at Harvard.
Could I do that?
I think anybody can. I think it's just a sort of
Genuinely, Danielle, should we do that?
I mean, what would I study?
Bring the kids?
I will say
we'd study 90 Day Fiance.
I do think that they are full monsters and probably vote and all are Trump supporters.
Probably.
Through and
Do
through.
you think Leanne also is a Trump supporter?
I don't. And
I do.
You think Leanne Locken is a Trump supporter? I don't.
Yes, I do.
I don't know. I did see that Deandra, because I did watch the episode this morning and in anger tweeted twice at Deandra and then deleted both the tweets, but I did as perusing her feed. And the reason I deleted my tweets to her and backed off is because I did see she's voting for Beto.
She is.
a Beto O'Rourke supporter.
Okay.
And
Tell us
right.
what
I
what
tweeted
you feel
first.
The need
So
to
they
write.
her and Leanne are going back and forth on Twitter right now. And, she's again accusing what's his face, her Rich of cheating. And Leanne said something about Jeremy not being in town either. And she's like, well, some people who work have to travel. And I said, LOL, what would you know about work? While you're swimming in inherited wealth.
June Diane's gonna go crazy.
And then I deleted
What would you know about work when you're swimming in inherited wealth?
And I said, and then I scrolled down, I saw the bit. That was the second. The first one I think I said was, LOL, I wish you would have started the business so we could have all seen it crash and burn in real time. And then I said, that's too much, Joel. It's 8 a.m.
Let's take it back by saying she's swimming in inherited wealth.
And because then I was like, I want the moral high ground.
Yeah.
And I think you have
and
it.
we need it. We need it.
And you know what? What's a tweet to her when you can just get it out to
the masses.
the billions
Yeah.
of listeners?
Our billions.
Carrie will hear it and she'll tell Deandra. I'm sure.
Two quick comments as we're wrapping up. Leanne, I know we've never done this, and I know this seems condescending to say you want to give someone a makeover, but I wouldn't mind a few days with Leanne. We've said, have her on, interview her, give her, just get her going.
I cut her hair first.
Just do a lot. But I also would like to have her on. I have such a love for Leanne, and I know she's my weakness.
I have a love for
even
her.
when
I
she was
wanna protect
breakdancing.
her. I want to protect her.
Yes.
and stop and be a
Guys,
good
when
friend
she
to
said
her.
she wanted to have 500 to 1,000 people at the wedding,
Oh.
that broke my heart. And I know she traveled as a carny in early age, and maybe that comes with a lot of
baggage.
People.
She's been really good about not mentioning it this season.
wonderful.
I know.
And
Do you
does
think the
she
carnies
work?
are coming to the wedding?
I hope
A
so.
few. Does she work?
I think she does speeches.
She does. She talks.
I mean,
Is she being paid for those?
I don't know.
believe.
But where's this money?
I didn't know Rich had been married 3 times.
Well, and here's the other thing I will say really quickly is, I saw the side of Rich that I think she loves, and I was worried. I too was worried about Rich.
Guys, I felt it was a very warm and tender moment when she's
he said,
nuzzled
"You
into his
love
one
too
good
much."
eye.
Why are we not? That is the big.
Talk to me.
How are none of these evil, nasty women? How have none of them in a confessional talked
Maybe
about
something
the eye
so
patch?
terrible happened that it's like we can't go there, and eventually, of course, we will.
You cannot have an
Andy
eye
Cohen
patch.
will go there.
Yeah,
Andy
you will.
Cohen will.
You
go
cannot
there.
put
What's
an
going
eye
on with the eye
patch.
patch?
What? You can't have that on and not tell us
And
what
it's been
about.
and it's changed. I thought maybe it was like a temporary thing at the start of the season, but he's actually now had a couple of different designs on the
Has
eye
he?
patch.
Only from black.
Yeah.
That's nice. Guys, speaking of inherited wealth, I just have one little rant that I'd written down very quickly because June obviously got me thinking about it. In OC, of course, clocked it with Deandra. In OC, seeing Shannon's daughter at QVC with a Chanel purse, it turned my stomach to a degree. And obviously, I'm aware that I have privilege. I'm entitled. All of it, truly. And I'm working so hard for my children to not be this, but it made me so ill. Like, I've been working for 25 years, I can't afford. I would never get this purse because I don't feel I've earned it.
I also feel the same way about
to
buying.
just give it to your daughter. Yeah. What are you expecting? You think that just showing them you on QVC out of nowhere, crash and burn on QVC, is showing them like worth? Why? They will have nothing to work for.
I always get angry when they present their kids with Mercedes and fancy cars. Like, I always feel like it should be, if you get a car at all and don't share it with your kid, and you can afford to get your car, and they've showed the child a car, and they've showed the responsibility to own a car, then get them a piece of shit. Get them a used car. If they want something more, they can earn it. I have a huge problem
I do too,
with that.
Danielle. Can we get rid of legacies like at colleges?
I mean, that's the people talk about affirmative action like it's the real problem, and it's like, no, get rid of the legacy.
Get rid of the fucking legacies. You haven't earned shit. I don't care if your dad did whatever.
No.
He did whatever. And probably because he had such a leg up to begin with, but fine.
Yeah, but you need to start fresh.
Doesn't mean your fucking ass is going there.
Fresh.
Let's clear the decks. I want all these people
Burn
gone,
this country
starting
to
with
the ground
Deandra.
and
Starting with Deandra and Shannon's daughter.
Well, you always
Enemies
see like
number one.
Anytime
And
I see
surrogacy.
someone, anytime I see just like a rich kid and they're not smart, like at Yale or Harvard, I'm like, fuck off. There is someone working their ass off not getting in, and they don't have a
And
parent
that person
there.
was me. I'm kidding. As we all know, I got 400 on my SAT in math. They said it was equivalent of writing my name.
No.
On the math portion, yes.
I think I got up like 10 above that. I think I got one right, and that was just random.
Perfect verbal.
You got a perfect score on verbal?
I did, but then I got not one answer on math. So it's a hard combo.
Maybe you just focused all your energy on one.
Danielle, I tried to cheat in the bathroom. I saw a friend. I was like, can you tell me this one math problem?
And they gave you your name?
One problem.
Told me my name. I was like, spell that? I was like, spell that out for me.
C or an S?
I'm sorry to end on that randomness, but
No, I think.
Thank you
good.
for bringing up.
You are the Bernie Sanders of
I truly am.
of the Earwolf podcast.
Of the people sitting at
network.
this table.
What does that make me? I hope Hillary.
Let's take a quick break. We're going to touch on 90 Day Fiance right here at the end.
Yes.
Guys, we're back.
Now, 90 Days has some controversy going on, not just on screen, but off.
Ooh, Danielle. It's very dark. So from before the 90 days, star Angela Deems, and now I didn't know that was Angela's last name.
Yeah.
Deem. I don't like it, but it's right.
Feels right as rain.
Angela Deems' daughter, Scotty Deem, has pleaded not guilty to charges of child molestation and rape.
Whoa,
it's just fucking disgusting. She's got like 12 counts of sodomizing a child under 16 while her other 5 children were in the home.
Whoa.
How is she not in jail is my question. When you've been charged of that, why aren't you in jail?
I don't think Angela and Michael would be putting up bond.
So sorry.
It's so dark. We won't even stay on it, but it's quite dark.
I did not think we could get darker on 90 Days before the 90 days.
You- who could have?
Miscarriage.
Oh,
And yet
I thought
you've brought it to the table.
You're making me laugh, Joel, but it's like the words that are coming out don't match with my laugh.
Yeah, sorry. It's when I always say I'm laughing because I'm uncomfortable with the subject.
That
which
was
is true.
Basically, all of 90 Day Fiance needs a trigger warning. Just the
Yes.
entire show.
I've never seen something like it. And I was like, well, it paused. And I said, I've been watching reality TV for so long. They will not get me. They will not shock me.
But 90 Days gets you.
I had to get up and take a walk.
Yeah,
It
it was
very
so
dark.
dark.
The
And they
one-
had like a producer that was not a voiceover actor. They're just like, some of this content may offend. And then it just started out of nowhere.
Can I just say also that the bright light at the end of that tunnel, because that was so dark and I felt so bad for Karini and for her family, was that I hope that their marriage disintegrates from here.
Yeah.
I hope that because that was the one thing I think holding them together, and she was gonna maybe give him a second try, and the one silver lining to this very dark cloud was that my prayer for her is that she does not stay married to this man.
And I hope it does, and I agree, I'm with you, but also I think it was also so tough to watch him not understand anything.
That was
Could you not
very
get that producer
hard.
in there earlier to be translating
That
for
was,
this poor
I
man?
did feel really bad
that
for
was just-
Paul. He
it
didn't
was-
know it was horrible. It
and
was horrible.
he could intuit. That was, I mean,
Yeah,
he
he
could
knew.
intuit
The look on
what
his
was
face, though,
happening.
I was like, oh my God. this
Someone
is
tell
awful.
him.
Yeah.
But I was like, get a get an interpreter in there now. Like,
I know. Why wasn't there one in there from the beginning of the doctor?
Oh, I thought you meant from the beginning of the show. I was like, because I think that's part of the fun is that they simply can't understand one word the other one
minute they
says.
knew that something was wrong, I would have been like, get an interpreter in there.
And I would have been like, let's stop filming.
Yes.
But
I didn't need to see any of
that.
that.
But that is why the 90-day producers are in a class of their own.
Well,
at the end
they
of the
don't
day.
stop shooting for nothing.
Not a machete coming out. Not a mom taking hair off her head and giving it to her son. They will not stop filming.
They do not turn those cameras off.
Not a man, all in the same storyline, putting a condom on his own penis to not get bit by a creature in the sea.
It's so hard.
Now, Darce and
Jesse.
Jess and Darce.
Lobo, Stone, Skarsgård.
I just got chills.
Stellan Skarsgård, Big Little Lies. Yes, Darcy showing up on that park,
and her journey, her emotional journey, from hoping it was an engagement.
I think he's come here for love.
But by the end of that train ride, I think she knew what he was there for.
She goes, something doesn't feel right.
I needed a trigger warning for that scene because I have been dumped in a park in New York before and knew.
Who hasn't?
And boy, there's no quicker way to ruin just 3 square miles of wilderness in the middle of a city than to be dumped
There is
in
a
a park.
famous song about being dumped in Central Park. It's called "Tell Me on a Sunday" from Sunny in the.
Danielle, I'm so sorry. Okay, this is like such a nerdy musical theater song, and the way you made it sound like it was like All of the Lights. You're like, there's a famous song. Tell me on a Sunday. You're like Jolie.
No, again, I stand with Kelly.
You know, Tell Me on a Sunday is one of my favorite songs.
I don't think I knew that.
Oh, I used to sing it for my auditions.
Take me to a park. Do you want to?
That's covered in green. Tell me on a Sunday, please.
I mean, come on.
Wow.
I brought us down. Sorry.
Oh God, I have a chill. I have a chill for my own interpretation of that.
I think he would have been better served to have a little slip of paper that said grace and do it over the phone.
Yes.
I think he would.
But that's not where the cameras were, Joel.
No.
Nope.
For him to, and then for her to, he didn't even get to the breakup. He didn't officially.
He literally was like, "Hi." She was like, "Nice day out," and he was like, "Here she goes. Here Dust goes.
Here she goes."
Your eyes are so pretty.
He was like, "I'm getting out of this car."
It was.
He's always trying to get out of the car. They're both like, "I'm getting out of the car."
No, I'm getting out of the car. I was like, "It's cold out. Stay in the goddamn car."
Why was she wearing those heels?
Every time they show her in heels, kind of like clip-clopping along,
Peg
like
Bundy.
struggling, I'm like, put on a smarter.
See, that brings you
pump.
back, which nobody liked it when I brought up the beauty myth in the beginning of the episode, and we all, just nicely moved on. But that's her. She's literally like an impediment to herself. She cannot get on solid ground because she's trying to come off as pretty, and it's really sad. But you can
with a smart pump. There are gorgeous shoes for all of us.
That's her problem. She thinks she has nothing more than than her looks.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, does she?
Look, I do think when she got her veneers shaved, it
helped. I also liked her hair when she went lighter.
I find her very attractive.
No, she's
personally.
a gorgeous
skin,
woman.
Okay, can I ask you, because I know I'm so naive, I think her skin is gorgeous. Has she done something to it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I know she's done Botox. That's
Guys,
obvious.
I'm attracted to Jesse now. I
What?
know he's a monster.
I am not attracted to him.
Maybe it's because
I
remember
think
he
it's-
wrote me back. He wrote me on social media.
did he?
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit of Stockholm syndrome of like we're just trapped with these hideous men.
Hideous. Each one worse than
from
the
top to
last.
tail, and he is. He shows up after 11 different couples, and you're finally like, oh, what a breath of fresh.
Yeah.
I did think he was good looking at the beginning, but his attitude to me is just so I can't.
He's
I find him so
gaslighting her. Do
unattractive.
you think she's an alcoholic? I mean, yes.
No.
So she had been arrested for fighting with her sister.
How dare either of them call the police?
Was she throwing more shoes at her sister this time? I know she'd thrown them at Jess.
Can I say, though, as a sister, the sister code is don't call the goddamn police. Like, once you call the police on your sibling, that's the end of it. And I can't believe that she had a gun or a knife or she actually felt in danger.
That
from
was her sister being like, I'm going to ruin your fucking life.
Yes.
None
And
of the
so-
Jersey
That sister's
housewives
no
would even
good.
do that.
no good.
Yeah, none of the Jersey. They just don't talk
They
to each
wouldn't do
other
it.
or, yeah.
But they've never called the police. Once you call the police, like, come on, man. Never call the police on my sister.
Anyone know what's going on with Caroline and Tina?
I don't
Do we care?
Okay, I don't, but if someone sent it to me, I would read it.
They sent
true.
they said did the ad for New Jersey, not sent it, but whatchamacallit it, showed it on the TV. I was so bored.
I think I might not watch it. And
I can't do Jersey.
I wouldn't blame you.
I hope our fans will grow with us
But I can't do another season of Melissa and Therese.
No,
It's just
can't.
every season the central conflict is we're family. You don't do that to family. And it was an interesting twist on the formula when Jersey first started to have them all be related to each other. And now I'm just bored.
Yeah.
If we were visiting Joe in jail, I'd watch just like a little scene of Melania with her hand up against the glass with Joe, but that's it.
Yeah. They've got nothing for me.
Tarek's
Tariq.
rap. On the beach to Hazel, a horse-haired, boring face.
I was.
Could not muster a single emotion
I got
on that
the
face
chills.
for an
He
engagement.
he does a rap that he's inexplicably carrying on a like mini boombox that he's written for her. It's an iconic scene, as Shira Casp says. It's an iconic scene. And when they in testimonial ask her, "Did you like it? The rap that he did to propose to you?" And she just says, G-E-E. Gee, it was a strange response.
Their relationship is one of the toughest for me to watch. It makes me both sad and bored. And I don't know how to reconcile those two things.
She needs to marry that man in Japan.
Yes,
100%.
She needs to
This
get on a
man she's
plane.
never met.
I guarantee you it's a better match.
I feel for Tariq though. He gives me sadness.
Me too.
He gives me sadness.
Well,
This
and I'll
little
tell you
girl,
what.
she's so sweet. Like
I
I
know.
just want him to be a good dad to her, and I believe he is a good dad to her. Like go home to her.
But
go home to her.
She will not. That woman is not equipped to handle a child with developmental struggles.
No, and having never met or spoken to the daughter, she's like, "Tell your ex-wife I'm great with her." It's like, but you've never.
And also,
And
if
she
he
won't
is
be.
someone that is not mature enough to like communicate with everybody around them about the situation, whether it's with his ex-wife that he shares a child with, like everybody has to get on board before you propose to somebody.
But that's what I
When
love
you have
about
a
this show.
child.
Nobody's on board with one thing.
No, everything's a secret.
John
Not
and
jumping into
Rachel.
a shallow lake.
Yes. Oh, the man who can't swim.
And then, but the thing is he was right next to the dock.
I
and then
know.
He could not get.
He was literally on the dock. He could not raise himself.
I had to fast forward through that. I was too scared.
For what?
I thought he was
not
going to
concerned-
drown.
I was
didn't
not
know.
I
concerned for
knew he was
him.
not going to drown. But it is strange to me to see somebody not be able to get themselves onto a dock.
The whole crew, it seemed, every grip on the scene
Did they
had
come
to
out?
come out.
Yes, they had to
and
come out.
pull
I
him
didn't
out of
see
the
this,
water.
guys.
But
No.
Casey, he was literally, his hands were on the
Clutching the
dock.
dock.
Like he was clutching the dock.
Well, that's
could-
just core strength.
But is that attractive to a woman?
No.
Guys,
no.
I couldn't watch it. I was scared. I just
There
don't
was
like to
no
see someone.
fear.
I felt like real danger
had-
was coming.
I don't think.
Now, I love Jimena.
Oh, me too.
I think
Jimena.
they're the closest.
And his fanny
To a-
pack, the two of them
a
seem very
relationship
happy.
that
Yes,
might
and
work.
can I say, Jimena was actually harder on him in a good way than I would have been. I think,
Yeah, she made him get in water and he doesn't swim.
yeah, and also I think she reacted like really well to the news to hear about everything, like that. I came here for another woman.
Here's a ring that I initially bought for another
For
woman.
another woman. You're on the vacation of another woman. Basically, he had planned all
She
these
was like, I
events.
forgive you.
She forgave him, and I was impressed. But I also think she mourned the loss of what she thought the relationship was.
In that one night.
Yeah.
Okay, lastly, and then we will wrap this up. John and Rachel. Rachel is the name of the gal. We've
Yes,
had a
I
little
know.
trouble.
We blanked on last
I mean,
week.
she's not giving us much though to remember.
Not too
No,
much,
no,
and
no.
I'm interested to see this new girlfriend he's invited to their engagement party.
That explanation. When you see someone, when you meet someone at the supermarket, you have to invite them.
An old girlfriend you haven't
to-
seen in forever.
And he basically said he invited her because I wanted more ladies at the party for you.
For who?
He's like, it's so lads.
So many lads.
No, I don't mean to be rude, and I hope this doesn't come off badly, but I do feel. I know Rachel said no one can afford the flight to London, and it's extremely expensive, but. Even 20 friends couldn't like put some money together to get one person there.
Yeah,
To me,
to get
that
your father
speaks
there.
about-
To get your father there.
I don't know that people. It's not. I don't know that this is very mean. And if you tag her, I'll kill you because she's very sweet and I think fragile. But I don't think she inspires enough. Get up and go.
Nope. And I don't think he does either. I think they're seeing him as for.
Yeah, he's
I
inviting
know.
people he's just seeing on the street.
But I also say, like, instead of throwing yourself this big party, use that money from the party and the dinner and all of these things to send
Get
your
her that
dad.
wedding. Oh, I was going to say get her that wedding dress.
Oh, no, I was going to say forget the dress. Get somebody.
So there's a lot of
Love to open that
controversy
with
because
you.
apparently they've been crowdsourcing. A page surfaced online that they had crowdsourced well before 90 Day Fiance came out for her to go and see him in person. People are saying they'd already met before and that he truly is Lucy's father. I mean, I've never seen my own husband take interest in our children the way John takes interest in Lucy. Something's up.
Do you think
Again,
so?
not to say that people cannot love a child that's not theirs.
Right, of
Now
course,
I know
of course,
it's,
of course, of course.
you're
It's
going to
been
draw
brought
that
up.
conclusion.
It's been brought up on this podcast.
I have some things to say.
Very
when we-
sensitive about that. I'm simply saying I do feel like for a baby that you're seeing through a computer screen, something
The
to me seemed
connection
like
is
they'd
there.
met before. Something was off to me.
I didn't know something was off. Upon hearing this news, it felt right.
I buy
I was, did I get it from a website called, I believe, soapdish.com? Sure.
Sure.
Do I trust that news source? Of course.
Yes, you sent it to me, and I immediately.
He seems volatile, and I liked. Actually, I think he's
when
more
he
attractive.
yelled at her in the
than-
car.
Ooh, I saw that
He's
anger.
a shorter gentleman.
Is
And
he?
he keeps getting shorter. Every time I see him, he's a weir than he
Okay,
was before.
because that solves a mystery for me. Because I said you seem like a normal sort of attractive man. Why this situation?
Why this karaoke website love?
Yeah,
Mm.
and that makes sense now. That makes sense.
Something's going on there, and I also follow their fairy tale as their Instagram handle is called. I believe it's follow the fairy tale. Yeah, it's a lot going on Instagram. I got into all their Instagrams. Last thing, when Angela proposed to Michael, and then he in turn proposed right back in the most amazing scene when he goes, yes, I am going to America. I was like, oh my god.
She gave him the American flag as the proposal.
that she pulled out of her décolleté.
And that is so much décolleté there. That's like
Décolleté.
Décolleté.
I think he was trying to kill
He
her.
pulled out
getting
a
her up
whole
that,
flag.
That mountain. I think it was a plot.
She's like, you didn't think I could do it, Michael, did you?
No,
No, I didn't. I certainly didn't. I thought it would kill you.
Joel, oh my God, you are so hysterical. You floated some tough theories, but I think they're all fair.
But also some really important small granules that I think we're going to see turn into boulders.
I do too.
Okay.
Wow, Joel Kim Booster.
It was an honor.
Everyone, you can check out his comedy special on Comedy Central streaming. He also wrote recently for Big Mouth, which is one of the funniest freaking shows
So
on
funny.
Netflix.
And you're very currently going to be hosting a show that two of our favorite correspondents have created, Deanna Chang and Matt McConkey,
Yes.
produced by Paul Scheer, called
Unsend and it's co-hosting with Patty Harrison, who is a delight as well. And I can't wait. Wish I knew when it's coming out, but I know
Unsend.
nothing.
We're going to be listening.
But yeah.
It's about when you send a text or an email that you didn't mean to.
Yeah, lots of social media deep dives. I think we'll be touching on Housewives too, maybe a little bit.
I
There's
cannot
too
wait.
much,
Me too.
too much gold.
So
tonight.
That's a dream team.
Yeah.
It really is. All
Yeah.
my favorite people.
Yep.
Can't wait.
I would also say, hopefully, we'll see you at our October, our 30th.
I gotta start
I can't
brainstorming.
speak, but our Largo show on October 30th. I think there's still a few tickets left. We're gonna have a huge Halloween parade. Come dressed or don't. Either way, it's such a fun
Gotta
show.
start working
Brian's-
on my Lisa Wu.
Get going. Get going.
Wow.
Brian Safi is our guest, hopefully along with Joel Kim Booster and some song.
Yeah, some song and dance always.
Thank you, Danielle.
Thank you, Casey.
Thank you, Joel.
Thank you guys. It was a pleasure as always.
Wow.